Hello everyone and welcome back to Witchtionery. If you have yet to subscribe to this channel, then please do so because we are getting crafty, and today I wanted to share with you my creation using the Brutus Monroe Botanical Banners stamp set. I think the stamp set is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's perfect for birthday cards, thank you cards, or even I love you cards, which makes it even more perfect for the up and coming holidays of Valentine's Day or even Mother's Day. This video is also for my guest design spot for Brutus Monroe in the month of February. So guys, I think we now have to upgrade from eating Taco Bell to going to Chipotle, so I'm sorry if you guys hate Chipotle, but yeah, I guess I'll see you guys there after this. Anyway, for this card I really wanted to bring to you guys the versatility of the stamp set, and to do so I started by pulling out my mini Misti and a few pieces of Strathmore watercolor paper. I started inking up the actual flower stamp with my Simon Says Stamp embossing ink, and then I heat set my images to some Ranger Princess Gold embossing powder. I wanted to do this because when I first got the stamp set, I wasn't sure how versatile this stamp set could be. I kind of just saw this really big flower stamp that's absolutely beautiful, but I wasn't sure what I could do with it outside of just stamping it in a corner and, you know, putting a banner over it. So then I started thinking about it and I realized, well, if I heat set it a few times and I fuzzy cut the images and do a little bit of color, not color layering, but a little bit of layering in my card, then I can really open up this stamp into being something a lot bigger, or even just more versatile. I can probably make wreaths from it, I can make flourishes from it, I can make borders from it, or I can make some really cool envelope art, and depending on how I color it, that will really set the tone for the occasion. For my card, I decided to color my roses with some oranges and some yellows because those are my favorite roses. I think they are super happy and they remind me a lot of when I was a kid and my grandmother would plant these beautiful roses in our front yard. They were always so happy and cheerful, and I thought, well, you know what? I really am doing this for something that means a lot for me, so I want to make it as cheerful as possible. So that's kind of what I went with. Obviously, if you wanted to make these more Valentine's Day, you might color them in different shades of red or pink, or if you wanted to do these for a friend, you might color them in different shades of yellow. It's all up to you, but that's kind of what I mean about whichever way you think about coloring it will really set the tone for how to use this stamp set, and it really is up to the card maker's discretion, and I absolutely love that about it. So once I'm done coloring everything, I decided to fussy cut everything, and yeah, there are a few angles on here that are a little bit weird, but it's totally fine. We're gonna make it work, so stick with me. From my stash, I pulled out a card panel that I had already made using some 80-pound cardstock that I kind of had lying around, and I pre-cut it to be around the size of an A2 size card. I'm then going to take out my multimedia matte glue and some foam squares just to help me adhere these flowers down to my card base. Because I use Strathmore watercolor paper, you guys know that that's really temperamental to kind of put on a card base. You just need some really heavy duty adhesives just to make sure it sticks and that it looks really good. So that's kind of what I had to do. And here, as you guys can see, I'm playing around with dimension, and I'm just adhering some of my elements or some of my roses in different positions, just trying to open up this stamp so it kind of goes throughout the entire left hand side portion of my panel as well as at the top. And now suddenly I have this panel that's just dripping with roses and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. I mean, it's not necessarily the best colors for Valentine's Day or, you know, Mother's Day, but I think it's absolutely perfect for anybody who needs a little bit of cheer in their life, because these colors are just so cheerful that they definitely do make you smile. After I was done adhering everything down, I pulled out my mini Misti again because I wanted to make sure that the sentiment was completely stamped down correctly, or at least saturated with color enough where there were no missing spots. I took the sentiment Thinking of You because I thought it was perfect with these colors, and I just inked it up with some Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I just did this twice so I can get a really nice saturated sentiment on there. Once I was done doing that, I wanted to adhere my actual panel down to some apple green cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. So I go ahead and I use my tape runner to do this, and I had already pre-scored and cut everything, so that was perfectly fine. I had this leftover rose on the on my panel, so I decided that I was going to adhere it to the inside of my card after I you know, cut off any of the excess that wasn't going to fit in an envelope. So once I was done doing all of this, I was just kind of like, oh my god, I still feel like there's something missing. Like, you have these beautiful flowers, but like it needs a little bit more interest. So from my stash, I pulled out my Pretty Pink Posh clear droplets, I'm sorry, and I just adhered them to my roses to add a little bit of that natural sort of feel to this card. And once I was happy with the placement, of course, I took out my mini glossy accents to just adhere it down, because for whatever reason it's the first thing that I thought of. And once I was done doing that, that finished off this card. Well guys, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys want to get more content from me, I'm very just excited to share with you guys that I have a website, and it is witchtionery.com, and it will be launching right now. So go ahead and head on over there and see the coordinating blog posts to everything that I have showcased in January and so on. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I hope you guys have a great day.